Hello everyone and welcome to another high-elo game of Age of Empires. Today we're back at the Sarlacc pit on Tatooine getting ready to watch Mr. Yo playing as the Bulgarians in blue take on the Viper playing as the Poles in yellow. Now while the players herd their herdables, explore their immediate surroundings and try to go up to Feudal as fast as possible. Look at these skeletons, kind of morbid and scary. Let's take a look at the Civ matchup we'll be watching today. The Bulgarians, what I would call a cost-cutting civilization. Their militia line upgrades are free, and both blacksmith and siege workshop upgrades cost less food. Their blacksmiths also, by the way, work almost twice as fast as normal, and their town centers do cost less stone, which is great because the Bulgarians can focus their stone expenditure on their unique structure, the Krepost. Think of the Krepost as a mini castle similar to the Sicilian donjon, except it's more expensive, but also comes with more HP, a higher attack, and tankier armor. It also, unlike the donjon, provides 20 population space and can only be built starting in Castle Age, not feudal like the donjon. Now, once you've saved all of your resources, you can invest them in building a pretty tanky army. Even though the Bulgarians don't get champions, they can upgrade their two-handed swordsmen to be incredibly powerful with a huge +5 melee boost, and they can turn their cavalry Japanese by upgrading them to attack 33% faster, which is fantastic when you realize that their unique unit is the Conic, a 2-for-1 unit that starts out as a tanky, powerful, flail-wielding cavalryman that transforms into a little bit less tanky, but still powerful infantry unit when it dies or gets dehorsed, dismounted, whatever expression word you want to use. Across the Golden Pit, we've got the Viper playing as the Poles, a civ that, man, oh man, loves their cavalry. If you're in the mood for something light, their scout cavalry line units do get a small attack bonus against archers and can be upgraded to do trample damage, which can be very helpful in the late game since the Poles are one of the only two civilizations in the game to have their hussars replaced with winged hussars, which are already tankier and stronger than normal hussars. Now, if you're in the mood for something a little heavier, Pole Knights and Cavaliers can be upgraded to cost a lot less gold. And when I say a lot, I mean it. Gold cost can be lowered from 75 gold to 30 gold, so it becomes much easier to spam these units starting in Castle. Now, to back up their cavalry units, the Poles have a unique unit that I think is incredibly underused. Even though it's, in my opinion, one of the coolest units in the game, I am referring to the Obuch. This is a tanky, well-armored infantry unit whose attack actually reduces both the melee and pierce armor of its opposing unit with each swipe of its giant, awesome warhammer. Now, to support the production of their food and gold-intensive cavalry units and all other units, Pole stone miners also generate gold, and their farmers have access to a unique structure. I hope we'll see it soon next to my favorite lemon bushes, the Folwark. This is a mill replacement that actually adds 8% of a farm's value that's seated within its radius. There we go. Take a look. You click it. It creates a radius. Any farm seated here, 8% of its value gets added to the Polish coffers. Also provides 5 population space. Now, Pole villagers are harder to raid because, like Viking Berserkers, starting in Feudal Age, they also regenerate HP. So those are the two Civ matchups we have here today. Across, in the middle, in between them, we have the name of the map, Gold Rush. You can see there is a lot of gold here in the Sarlacc pit occupying the giant center. But lest you think it's easy pickings here, you can send villagers ASAP. Take a look at how many lions hunger for the blood of villagers and any other units. So I should say most other units, not all units. And let's take a look at where the player's resources are and see if any player has any forward, backwards. Resources are Bulgarian in blue. All resources forward. Where are his forests? Very important on Gold Rush on this map to know how to wall off your base. Although, okay, might be more important for the Viper with Mr. Yo sending out 4 villagers already at the 7.5-minute mark of the game. He is going up to Feudal off the back of 18 villagers. So is the Viper, about 4 seconds ahead of his opponent. You think these villagers would be dissuaded by all these skeletons? This reminds me of the Neverending Story, the movie, when, what's his name? Atreyu, was it? Or was that the name of the horse? What was the name of that, the child warrior who was Balthazar read about. I think it was Atreyu, right? That might be the name of the horse. And even when he gets to the Sphinx and he has to walk past them and he sees all of those skeletons of all the knights and all the heroes that have gone before him, that is exactly what we are witnessing right as a tower gets placed by Mr. Yo.TheViper here, though. Not his first time at the rodeo playing against Mr. Yo. He knows. Number one, there's a follow-up. Take a look at how cool this is. Like the Turks who have their light cav upgrade from scout cav to light cav to hussars automatically, the Bulgarians have that with their militia line units. So 3 militia units become automatically 3 men-at-arms. We'll see how long this tower lasts with these 3 villagers here. 3 men-at-arms, rather. One of them already dies. Oh, man. I mean, good for Mr. Yo here with the scouting to see this very forward gold placement for the Viper. And knowing that he can apply some pressure here. But it looks like his tower is already at half health. Whereas the Viper's is basically hail. Oh my goodness, and there's a villager attacking as well. What? This is going to bother me to no end, not remembering the name. I think it was Atreyu was the name of the warrior, but then I forget the name of the horse. That poor horse who died. I'm not going to say spoiler alert for a movie that's 40 years old. If you haven't seen The Neverending Story, highly recommend it. Mr. Yo making himself at home here. 3 villagers left. Does manage to get the scout of the Viper, who now has 0 army supply, but does he actually need army supply? Not really. Not really at all. Having destroyed Mr. Yo's tower here on the left, he is now easy peasy lemon squeezy, literally. Although has to contend with another tower. The Mr. Yo doesn't fortify the front of it, though, with walls at all. So all of this infrastructure surrounding it is kind of useless against these villagers. It's already at a 3rd health, and it's not even up yet. Oh, it's going to go up. It's going to have 300 HP. But he's repairing it. Mr. Yo doggedly not allowing this tower to be taken down without a fight. Okay, the Viper's villagers move a little bit sideways. I think he's tired of losing villagers here on the periphery. And Mr. Yo's villagers are now attacking the Viper's archers. Shenanigans abound. Vulture sees everything. Absolutely loves what he sees. Lot of dinner tonight. But the Viper here has taken control of the situation. What are we working with? 2 villagers in here, 2 villagers out there. And now all 4 are garrisoned inside, which means that this tower is definitely going to go down. And at, what, 170 HP, the residents get evicted. They get their eviction notice. And all of this infrastructure that Mr. Yo was so quick to build is now pointless. Although 2 houses will take a little while for the Viper to knock down. So it gives them, I guess, a little bit of supply space if you're a silver linings kind of person. And now the archers are chasing the villagers across the very edges of the golden pit. Nobody wants to go into here. This really does remind me of like a fantasy novel. There's this mysterious pit in the middle with gold, but there's also dangerous creatures. Oh no, the lions are going to get activated. The lions are going to get activated, both. Oh my god, why is he going north? I mean, why did he go south? I think Mr. Yo knew that he's going to lose these villagers, and so attracted the ire of the lions just so they can chase and attack the Viper's army. Oh my god. Talk about 4D chess. The Viper loses an archer. That was so incredibly, what's the word I'm looking for? Prescient? Mr. Yo, what a play. I mean, look, I'm assuming that's what he did. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he just panicked and was right clicking his mouse with the villagers. I doubt it. But if he lured the 2 lions into the Viper's army here, knowing that he couldn't escape with his villagers, I mean, they move at what, 0.8 right now to the 0.96 and 1 of the spearmen. So those villagers, it literally was a one-way ticket for them. But managing to pick off a archer with a lion, and take a look at the HP left on these units. Absolutely amazing play there out of Mr. Yo, despite the fact that his attempt at a rush failed miserably. He is still ahead 1 villager. He has 0 army supply, and now he finds himself at the receiving end of pressure, although pressure from a spearman and 2 Feudal Age archers, not exactly. We'll call it pressure with a small p. Not really too much the Viper can do here. He is still down 1 villager back home. Let's see, we've got a market. Why was this always unfinished? Let's take a look at what the Viper has back home, by the way. 6 villagers on stone to the 4 of Mr. Yo. Both players still in feudal, although not surprising to see the poll. Remember, it's 1 gold unit for every 3 stone units, which is absolutely bonkers. And it is a super cool feature. Looks like the zebra was lamed. Although, how long ago? And what lamed it? That it can't, interesting. Curious to see what the Viper will do if and when he breaks into this. I mean, 98 HP for units that attack very weakly means it's going to take a while. These 2 villagers with their pickaxes saying, not today. Not today, Viper. Okay, blacksmith going down. So he's going to have his 2 requisite structures to go up to Castle Age the second this blacksmith finishes. Take a look at the top left of our screen. Mr. Yo has the resources. The Viper, though, already clicking up and getting his stone miners a lot more efficient here with stone mining. Let's see behind this. What does he want to do? Interesting placement for a full work. A bit of a overlap in radii, let's call it. Was this tower really necessary, I wonder? Let me know what you think. Against basically dead spearman rather, and 2 archers with 2/3 of their HP. I don't know that a tower was really necessary. Now all he's doing is forcing the Viper to discover this gold pile here and use his archers to try to poke away. There you go. I don't think Mr. Yo won here. I don't think he came out on top with this tower, even though he shoot away the Viper from the south. The Viper's just going to be annoying here, which forces out yet another tower, which takes out more stone from the coffers, which means Mr. Yo may not have enough stone to build a town center once he hits Castle Age. But does he care? A little bit of a sneaky stable building being built over here. The Viper already with a castle. And an interestingly placed castle. Not too sure about the placement of this. Let's see how it works out for him. I mean, it does guard the top right flank of his base, but not perfectly, right? Because there's still a big gap here. And he's building it in plain sight of Mr. Yo's infrastructure here. And I mean, that castle's going to attack the houses anyway, so Mr. Yo's going to know about it. 2 stables, bloodlines, husbandry. Okay, Mr. Yo's planning a little bit of a cheeky attack here from the north. Viper with a second town center. Mr. Yo still missing 20 stone before he can plop down his second town center. Although we'll see if he even is interested in that. Doesn't have the wood for it. So villager population, our Bulgarian is ahead. Down army supply, and there we go. Reveals it in Obos. Oh man! Again, take a look at this unit. I think one of the most underused cool units in the game. Every swipe of this giant warhammer reduces enemy armor by 1. And so these guys can take on boyars. They can take on Teutonic knights. If you think I'm kidding, go play CBA, pick yourself the poles, or play enough games until you randomly spawn the poles. I don't know if in CBA it's customary to pick your civ, or if it's random. And then go and fight a civilization like the Teutons or the Slavs and see just how powerful they are. Loses a monk, does the Viper. And now the men-at-arms have become automatically long swordsmen. Lion chasing the knight. Good luck with that. Oh, never mind. The knight goes back. The knight attacks, kills the lion. More lions being drawn here. So our Bulgarian going knight here, not a terrible choice. A lot of HP on these guys, and the Obos do only attack on a base of an 8, right? No real attack bonus against cavalry. Everything and everyone in this game has got an attack bonus against the Eagle Warriors. But look at this, Mr. Yo. 2 stables, a monastery, and a bunch of map vision. Take a look at his map vision. He sees everything that the Viper does before the Viper even thinks about doing it. The Viper, this is his vision on the map. He doesn't know what the hell's coming out of the fog. Where will the knights appear? Will they come out here? Will there be some siege that comes out to the north? He has no clue. And so playing very defensively is our yellow pole. And there's the siege workshop. Mangonel coming out. That being said, 16 now. Obochs might lose one to a convert. Oh no. And by the way, if I didn't mention it already, the reduction in armor that they cause is permanent until a unit is healed or dies. Oh, beautiful snipe there by Mr. Yo. Oh, another attack round misses though. He needs to get more knights. Loses one to a convert. So the Mangonel is definitely dead, but the Viper replies, kills the monk. Or rather the blue monk. And now we've got a bit of a standoff. Look at the HP on these knights. They're down a third of their HP. Obochs almost basically down 10%, less than 10%. This is going to be, I hope we get to see a big cataclysmic battle between knights and Obochs. Again, I'm absolutely loving Mr. Yo's map vision here. Look at this, and another outpost to the south. I mean, we're on Gold Rush and nobody's getting the gold. So make of that what you will, but look, synchronized attack is the best part of the game. Oh, what the hell was the point of this Scorpion? Why are you building a Scorpion? Tries to save it here with the Knights, but their HP, again, they're down 225 HP, about 20%. Light Cab being thrown in to pick off the monks. And now the Viper moves out, feels comfortable with 64 villagers to the 48 of his opponent, 25 army supply to the 14 of his opponent. This is the moment he decides to move out onto the map. The Knights, again, take a look, down 300 HP. The Obochs, down 200 HP. So both of these players need to heal up their armies. I say this about Hera a lot, that he likes to babysit his units. And I mean it. With a monk or two, you can heal your entire army. And look at the right clicking here by Mr. Yo on the villagers. He does not want these villagers completing the castle. It's at 40%. Will it complete? It looks like it now. The Obochs are here. One gets converted. Oh, the Viper just using these slow moving units. But oh my god. More lion attacks. More villagers for Mr. Yo. He's pulling off so many villagers. What is this? 10 villagers have moved forward. He's gotten a stone for one Krepos. 350 stone. And the Lions double team a villager. Oh no, the Obochs are here. There's a big battle to the north. Oboch versus Knight. Oboch versus villagers. Huh. Oh, goodness gracious. Mr. Yo just throws his hat in. Throws in the towel, rather. I think throw your hat in, I think, means to join a cause or something. Oh, never mind. In the heat of the moment, I sometimes misspeak, as viewers of the channel know, and by now hopefully expect. If you expect perfection, this is not the channel for you. If you expect pants that are different colored legs, then the poles are definitely the sieve for you. And wow, what happened there at the end? Let's take a quick look at that battle again, because I feel like I missed the battle to the north. So 10 villagers or 9 villagers now, because, oh yeah, I forgot the 10th is going to get double teamed here by the Lions, the Ghost in the Darkness over here. So what are we working with? 21 Obochs, 14 Knights, 2 Light Cav. Take a look at the HP. The Obochs, so much more HP. And the Knights all at 4 armor. So let's see what happens here. Okay, so the Viper peels off a group of 8, which leaves what, 13? Yeah, 13 here. So the real battle. Okay, so the Obochs actually have 300 less HP. But let's take a look at these Knights. Take a look. 2 + 2 has now become 2 - 1. So this knight has taken 3 shots from the Obuch. And let's keep an eye on this knight's stats as he keeps getting attacked. 2 minus 2. Just absolutely ridiculous, and then gets wrecked. Attack speed on the Obuch is at the usual 2 for infantry. Yes, it is. Knights are what, the 1.9, 1.8. It looks like the Obuchs have the high ground here to the north also. A few of them do. Wow. And so ultimately, I mean, he's still got 5 knights left, but with this Krepost being unfinished and these villagers now all of a sudden in a very bad jeopardy. I mean, I would have loved to see maybe Mr. Yo raid here a little bit. Did the Viper clog this up? Yes, he finally did wall it up. But has he discovered? Okay, so he's seen the stable, hasn't seen the monastery. What a fun game. And there you go. I say it all the time. The Poles obviously love their cavalry. I mean, who doesn't like Schlachta? Who doesn't like Lakitic with winged hussars with trample damage are basically just bonkers. But the Obuch with his double-colored pantaloons is just such a badass unit. And look at this one raising his hammer in the sky, getting ready to frickin' smash this knight in the face. What an absolute great engage there for the Viper. Takes a massive army supply lead. I think Mr. Yo must have looked at the scores and seen, hey, I'm down about 40% in the scores. I have 0 forward infrastructure besides these 2 stables. My siege workshop is gone. My monastery is undiscovered, but I've got 73 gold, so that monastery may as well not even be here. And the Viper's already got a castle in the center, which Mr. Yo sees. And so I think he sees 3, 4, 5 steps ahead like any good chess player and realizes that the Viper has just established way too powerful of a foothold and he's got nothing here. He spent all of his stone on this Krepost, which is a 3rd completed. So if he cancels it now, he doesn't get back the full 350, right? He gets what, like 200 stone only. And so ultimately Mr. Yo here just decides, I can't compete. The Viper has way too big of a lead, 60 knights to 38 Obuchs. The Obuchs take this every time. Bit of a relaxed game for both players, peaking at the early stages of the game. Let's take a look at converts. Okay, 2-1, not terrible. And can't really expect too much out of a military in a 30-minute economy out of a 30-minute game, but it does look like our Bulgarian led in the gold department, but was down huge in stone relative as a percentage, down in food and down in wood as well. Relic gold for the Viper, 215. Playing very little role. The Obuch, not exactly a super expensive unit. It's actually cheaper than a non-supply champion, I think. 55 food, 20 gold. And so ultimately the Viper here with a unit composition designed to absolutely wreck his opponent with this incredible unit. Again, play the polls if you love this game. If you love experimenting, have fun with it. It's, in my opinion, one of the most underrated, criminally underrated unit in the game. Yes, it doesn't move super fast, but that massive Warhammer taking down nut. Look at the armor. It's 0. 0 armor on a unit is just crazy. And so with that unit, it is the Viper who takes control of his base, expands, and is first to reach the Sarlacc Pit of Gold and takes the W. But GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.